Welcome back everyone, I'm Craven and this is Satisfactory, and yes, we are looking early in the morning on our biomass burner segment, and I still like it. It has something, and mainly that it works. So for now it is running smoothly. We still have a few thousand leaves in the box to process this, so that should fill up most of these bars. I think 4 of them are already full. So 2 left to go, and hopefully we can get there before needing to switch some more on. So, what are we going to do today? Well, I've been thinking about making things a little bit more like organized, instead of just randomly doing stuff during an episode as I'm going to go through it. So I actually thought about what I wanted for today, and I think what I want to do is make sure that we are headed towards the build that we need to, well, build this space elevator and what we need for the first stage. So that's basically what we want to work on today. But before we're going to do that, I want to unlock something and I want to place something. Because we have like the part assembly already up, and I already made the materials in between that we need to use in order to, well, get it. So let's unlock this, because this is going to be like a really nice, well, part of what we need. And there it goes.
Reached. The assembler can produce more complex parts, including the first project part, smart plating, which is crucial for initiating project assembly. Project parts must be delivered to the space elevator. By completing your contracted duties as part of project assembly, you will definitely be helping achieve Fix-It company goals without any other ulterior motive. Note: humans cannot craft project parts. Do not worry about your inadequate crafting skill when compared to an assembler. Fix-It cherishes your innate human abilities, such as walking, striking objects, and commodifying natural resources.
At least we can be useful for the company. But yes, having done that means that we have created all these options: smart plating, rotors, frames, copper sheets, and assemblers. And I mainly want to do this for the assembler part, because that will get us all the way to smart plating. The thing is, I think, I must check it out if I'm right, I think for the assembler we need parts that we haven't made yet, and that's rotors. So yeah, we need to make at least a couple of that by hand for the thing that I want, and that is going from iron, like mining it, all the way to smart plating, and having everything in that process also branched off into a box, so we are collecting it. So we have 6 different end results, all gathered up in their own storage. That is, if I say it correctly, plates, pipes, screws, reinforced plates, rotors, I think, and of course the smart plating. And once that is up, that is where I want to be, because that will mean that we can start building up for the things we need to create the space elevator, and already start producing the product that we need to put up there. And I have no idea how much it is. I just know it's the smart plating that we need to do in order to get there. Well, and the other thing, I noticed in between the episode that we've unlocked the MAM, which is a very beautiful thing, because it lets us research stuff and unlocks more things than we need. Really? That far? Fine. So we have a lot of things already that we can potentially put in there, hopefully. Let's put it all in our inventory and see what we can quickly to do. And I think it looks a little bit different than it used to be. Looks really nice, very sleek. Alright, so these are things we have already identified. Quartz, which means that we can process it. And oh, it doesn't say how much seconds it is. Usually it's like very short. I see like 3 seconds. But I know there's going to be other ones as well.
The crystalline mineral was a previously unknown variation of quartz, with uniquely large and flawless crystals, normally only found in synthetic quartz. The industrial application of this mineral will follow that of its synthetic counterpart, specifically in communication and exploration technologies.
Very cool. And for that we have locked the next two steps, because I think this is just for the scanning, like to scan the raw quartz, we can find it. And these two so we can process it into something. So quartz crystal with new shop products, and the shop that's for later when we unlock the awesome zinc step, which I don't know if we're gonna get there today, but we'll see how far we can get. And the other side is silica, which is I think mostly used for glass stuff, and also we're new products. And what I'm mostly interested in is the step afterwards, this Blade Runners. Wasn't Blade Runners made with Caterium? This seems cheaper and easier to get. I don't mind, because frames is basically what we're going to go after we set up the entire smart plating business. Well, if you also now can start working on quartz somewhere, then we can basically build away to this, because Blade Runners make it that you walk and run faster and jump further, so that's really cool. So that's when we're gonna go with the quartz. So we also have power slugs, which also has their own steps. So is this for scanning maybe? Oh, so we can make power shards from blue slugs.
This semi-slug, now dubbed power slug, is early in its life cycle and has retained only part of its potential energy storage capacity, giving it its blue color. Power slugs are capable of extracting latent energy from their surroundings, including through a form of photosynthesis, and preserve it in their porous semi-crystalline shell over their lifetime. This explains why they rarely move after having found a suitable location.
Yes. So for this we need more to scan it. And this as well for yellow power shards. And this for overclocking. Does it also mean underclocking? Because that's what I'm very interested in. I think overclocking we shouldn't do before we have coal power, because it really does take a lot more power to work certain things. So we'll have to keep that until we get to coal, which we will get there soon enough. So does mean that once we get out there searching for stuff, we definitely need to keep our eyes on slugs as well. I think that's all we can do for now. Probably could do this, but I don't know if it's worth yet. Nutrients. I found these two. I think I've seen a bacon, so we might see if we can pick it up today. Like scan this 5 pieces.
This fruit, dubbed the barrel nut after its distinctive color, is compatible with the human digestive system and has been added to the object scanner. Further research is available.
Yes, but we need to do all foods first. We have the paleberry.
This fruit, dubbed the paleberry due to its tendency to stay light in color even when ripe, is compatible with the human digestive system and has been added to the object scanner. Further research is available.
Good. And once we have the bacon, we unlock this. And nutritional processor? I think it might be a better healing or a way to process it. We'll see when we get the bacon. And we probably need one. Oh, that's easy. We can find that. And now we still have left the alien mega fauna. So far we have 4 enemies that we can kill. We've only encountered 1 so far, so let's process that. Thank you.
The remains researched belong to an organism now dubbed the fluffy-tailed hog. It has many characteristics that would likely classify it among the Suidae family were it native to Earth. Hog remains can now be made into alien protein, and additional research may reveal options for improving Pioneer safety during exploration.
Yes, and this makes it that we can make it into alien protein, and with this we can make it into either biomass or DNA capsule. And I think the capsule are for points and biomass of course is for fuel, which I think in the beginning would be better, but as soon as we outgrow our biomass, that's where we want to put our investment in. Ooh, what's this? Oh, enemy scannable objects. That's interesting. Structural analysis. Yeah, so much. And of course we got like at least 4 other things that we still need to figure out. And crash sites. I'm going to register where we found all of our hard drives. That would be really cool. So yes, now we've unlocked some of the stuff which will give us more of a direction. And mainly the quartz is the one thing that I was interested in for future builds. And we've been playing so much with the MAM that yeah, it turned into night. So yeah, we've been very busy. So first, before we start playing around with our build, and hopefully we'll make that big old lug get out of the way, let's find that bacon that I saw laying around so we can finish off that step 2. And then we really need to start working on our iron base. Ooh, I see power slug and multiple bacons laying around. Good. Because when it gets to morning, we all like our bacon.
Potential edible collected. Reminder that look and smell alone do not provide sufficient data to determine exact risk of consumption. Just because it looks like you can eat it, does not mean it won't eat you. Research it in the MAM to establish classification and potential application.
Yes, we will. Because I want to know what the next step is. Because I'm very curious. Because we will work towards some kind of extra healing capacity. Let's see, scan that. The analysis of bacon completed.
This mushroom, dubbed bacon agaric due to its uncanny resemblance to raw bacon, is compatible with the human digestive system and has been added to the object scanner. Further research is available.
Alright, well, I thought we would get like a picture of what it is, but it's actually probably just a nutritional processor. Well, there are things in here we haven't even learned yet, so that's for a future episode. But that's the thing with the MAM. As soon as we gather up stuff or we're able to make stuff in order to expand our research, we should do that because it's very, very useful. It really increases our capabilities all around. And of course, with the legs that I also want from the quartz, it will make it easier to jump up these things. Okay, so this is like the beginning of everything. The ability to, well, just mine them up. So, the thing I want to make, of course, is smart plating. For that, we need a lot of constructors and smelters. So, here, we make 60, or we know that we can smelt 30, so we need to have 4 smelters. So let's place the smelters and see what we want next. Alright, that is it for our smelters. Now, how should we connect them? Because do we want to merge them first and then spread them over all 4 smelters? Or just do it separately by 2? So let's do that now. Alright, I think that will work nicely, and I did decide to just keep it separate from the both of the flows. So now we have our 4 smelters, we have it attached to our miner. So the next stage is, well, what do we want to process it in? Haha, we are allowed to get on here very well. So we need to make it into plates and into, well, pipes, so we need a lot of constructors. So I think I've said this before, can't remember exactly. I think I want to make 2 constructors for plates and 4 for staffs. So that's gonna be a lot. So how can we put it here nicely? I think we just put it all in a row, and then of course part of it will separate into a box, and a part of it will be ready for an assembler that will make, of course, our reinforced plates that we want. But I'm getting way ahead of ourselves, so let's start making a big old row of constructors that we can use to build these ones out. So let's get to it. Okay, that should do it for our constructor. So what we did is, like, we know that the smelters create 30 and we need 30 for the plates as well, so that's just a direct feed from the smelter into the constructor. But we do know that for the rods it's a little bit different. We just need half of a smelter, so each smelter can make 2 constructors really fill up. So I decided just to put them all into one flow and then divide them over 4, because of course 2 times 30, 60 divided by 4 is 15 each. That will fill all these constructed quite up nicely. And now the thing is that we need to see is how are we gonna do this with our next stage, our screws, because we need a lot of screws. I'm not kidding, we need like a hell of a lot. So let's put down some constructors for making screws, and after that we should have all the components we need to, well, make our reinforced plates. And who knows, maybe we even have the humble beginnings to make some rotors as well. And like I said, we're working our way all the way up to the smart plating, and then we're gonna see if we can work our way back to create 6 old boxes to put everything in. That's basically, we need to min and max everything to see where we have stuff over that we can put in a box. So for now, let's put down some constructors for our screws, shall we? And then we'll go prep for our assemblers. Alright, so I come up with how I wanted to do this, because I haven't totally finished it, so I can finish it while we are talking. It basically is that we are making 4 times 15 and we need 4 times 10. So we will have a bit left, which we probably need in one of our other recipes, like potentially the rotors. So what I did is, the first one here, I split them off in 2 ways. So one way will go to the side. Let's just do it here for visual representation. So it will split off in 2 and the rest will be merged over there. Oh wait, yes, this is right. This one from here. Do I still need to do that? No, I do not, because it's not gonna split. It's just gonna come from this run right into this. So it all collects to this one, then we'll split it onto a second row that will spit it out to our second row of constructors, which will all, of course, be making our screws we will need for our next part. And hopefully we'll make more screws than we need. It doesn't have to be much more, but enough to start a collection. So I think that's a really nice basic setup. I will still, of course, need to power all of it up and make more out of it, but I think we have the beginnings of a really nice setup here. So what is next? I think next is going to be for the assemblers, and I think for that we need a little bit more surface to work with, because the assemblers are pretty big. So what I need to do is I need to create a little bit of a supply of rotors, because we need those to make our assemblers. Let's see what we need for that. It's pipes and screws and 20 rotors. Yeah, that should definitely get us going. So I think I will make 10. So we still have some left to play around with, cause what I have in my inventory, that's all that I have from when we built our first stage of plates and rods. So we want to make sure that we have enough to actually finish at least until production. And if we cannot make all the assemblers just yet, but at least the beginning phases of it, like putting the first stages all the way in boxes, I will be happy with that. And then we can finish it all. But I am really hoping that we can get this entire thing going, because that's basically what I wanted to have at least finished for today. Alright, so assemblers. So where are we gonna put that? Because we're gonna have one for here, it will be the reinforced plate. So I'm guessing one of them will be here, the other one will be there, and in between we can do our smart plane. So we're gonna have a really big part here. So let's just put one here, and let us first create a little bit more room floor wise for the last assembler, and I should really get my jumps under control. So alright, so let's fill this part up, shall we? Yeah, I think that will do quite nicely. That should be more than enough room than we need for today at least. Alright. I think we can start placing our assemblers, and I'm hoping I have enough resources to do that. Okay, so we're going to place one here, we're going to place one there, or we're going to place both of them there, so we have enough room to build our track all over, because there will be a few screws going to go this way into this assembler here, and the rest will go over there for the rest. Okay, so let's start placing them down. Alright, we placed some assemblers. I also put a box, and the other two are way over there. So I start calculating what our output is and what we need for each recipe. So I put the reinforced plate over there, smart plating over there, and I put the rotors over here. And we need a massive amount of 100 screws for rotor production. Meaning, and of course 20 rods, meaning that the 20 rods we're going to split off here, or at least the bit of rods we're going to split off here is, well, it's going to be used a lot. So it's not going to be a perfectly balanced machine here, but it will work, even if it is a little bit slow. So this is where maybe the overclocking and underclocking will come in handy. So what we're going to do is that we are going to connect everything. We're going to merge all the screws into one line, and part of it will go towards the reinforced plate and the rest will go to the rotors, and the end product of the rotors and the reinforced plate will go into the smart plating, and that will go into a box for our end result. So yeah, we've got some things to do and some things to balance out. So let's connect everything and see how it ends up looking like. Alright, I finished attaching everything together. So we've got conveyor belts up the wazoo, and I think the straight option really does make it look more sleek, a lot easier, because I could build it all the way from over here all the way to the back end assembler without even having to walk there. So that was really nice. So I did a little bit of rebalancing. So basically I attached these two, one to the machine of course, the screws will partly come over to the reinforced plate and the rest, of course, to the rotors. But I changed up one little thing back here. Since 20 of the rods will not be used for making screws, I detached this entire machine from the, well, let's say, merger, and put it straight into a separate belt and split the last one up into two. So we have a little bit over 20 that will go towards the state. It means that it's not perfectly balanced, but I think it's the closest to get to what we want. And of course I created the box for the excess rotors, excess reinforced plates and the normal plates, meaning that we will have no rods or screws left to keep separate for ourselves. But that's a problem for a future me. Because I think after this we're going to need a lot more iron to make even more than that. And well, I don't think I've shown you guys just yet, but most of you probably already know we have more iron very close by. We have 2 nodes here that would be perfect for adding a little bit more to our supply chain and for making even more product. But that's for a later concern. For now, all we want to see right now is with this all to go live, and that means we need to power it up with wires and then turn it on and see how much of a fuse we are going to blow, because we've added a shit ton of machines and that's a lot of power. I think we might need to add all 6 onto network in order to make this work. So that's going to be really interesting. So for now, let's see if we can wire everything up. Alright, that was a real mess of wires to get everything connected, but I think I have it all. And in a weird, twisted way of events, all my grass has been processed into solid biofuel. I turned all the 6 of our biomass burners on. Let's see if it's enough to, well, support all of this. I don't hear a collapse just yet. So now everything should start filling in. Let's go over all of them and see if I haven't forgotten to click on a recipe somewhere, because I might have missed 1 or 2. So let's do that and then see if everything works when all has been processed. Well, and as miracle has it, all recipes were accounted for, so it's running. It's running slowly. Everything is starting to move and starting to go to where they need to. The plates is going into our box, slowly filling up, going into the reinforced plate, and the screws are coming as well. So that should start popping up real soon. And that's gonna be really interesting. Alright. Is it gonna be enough? It's starting working. Ooh, we're almost there with the screws. Yeah, and it's gonna take a little bit of time to back everything up that everything is working fine. Yes, the first plates are being made. Really good. Alright, let's see how the rotors are going on. Their last bit of screws are coming. And then they will be made as well. And there is some more plating, so... Well, it seems that everything is working perfectly. And how much power are we actually using for all of this? Are we well in range? Yeah, I think we still have a little bit of leeway with our, well, let's say resources. So, well, let's keep that working for now. And let's see what we need for our next stages. Because we still have, of course, the copper plates. Is it copper plates or sheets, I think, that we can make from here, and the modular frames. So those two might be interesting as well. But seeing as the smart plating now is well on the way of being made, I think the two things that we need to focus on is unlocking the awesome sink and maybe some higher upgrade conveyor belts for better balancing and all that when we're gonna work towards it. And of course, actually building the the space elevator. And I think that would be a very nice way to end this episode, is to actually build the space elevator as we are making parts for it. So, how much do we actually need to build that behemoth? We still got enough rods, so can abuse that. We do need more plates, more wire. We're not far off, it's just that we need 1500. So that's a pretty decent stack. And of course, in between everything we do, we will need to get more resources into the biomass burners, because that won't last forever. Yeah, 1500, we've got plenty of that. Like I said, this is going really nicely in the background while we were focusing on building our second factory. The one is fully automated, so that is going perfect. So, for now, let's see if we can figure out where do we want to build that gigantic thing, because like we have the room here to build it, but I don't think that would be like a permanent place, because preferably we want to make a permanent place on a foundation. So once we have more steady resources, the power steadily coming in, I think when we start building up our actual building factories, where we can mass produce a lot more things because we have the power to do so, then we're going to place it at a real location. Will we be able to place it here? Is there actually enough room for that? I think there is. We're just missing some materials. So I'm guessing let's pick up those materials and place it. Ironically, that should be enough, right? Alright, let's get us some stone as well. You got more than one stack? Ah, finally. I've been grabbing so many out of there every time to make my flooring and all the different kinds of stuff that it never got beyond the first stack, and finally we get there. Right, we got one more. Okay. Well, that should be enough to actually start placing it. And like I said, that is not our permanent place. It's our place for now. So we can start putting up our smart plating in there once it's, well, to completion. And I will manually put it in there, of course. There it goes. Ooh, this is gonna be an event. Let's put our... Where's the front? There has to be a front. Ah, there it is. With the computer, we want, of course, that on our side. Go. Now let's watch that. Oh, that is a hell of a lot of resources just to put inside an elevator. Alright, boom. Place on the ground. Perfect. Ooh. We can see some kind of station in the sky as well. Very cool. Oh, it's dropping down fast. And it fits perfectly nicely. Lock it in. Yeah, and there comes the actual elevator. The stuff that will bring everything all on top. Is Ada gonna compliment us on building this? Yes.
Project assembly initialized. Congratulations, Pioneer. The space elevator will now automatically connect with the project assembly orbital platform. Project assembly is divided into phases, each of which require the delivery of project parts, such as smart plating, via the space elevator. Subsequent phases unlock access to new tiers with more advanced technologies to construct, automate, explore and exploit. It is time to be honest. This project is part of the Save the Day program, the largest united undertaking in human history, destined to save us all. Earth is in peril and only Fix-It pioneers offer hope for survival. Fix-It is counting on you. Humanity is counting on you. Do not let Fix-It down.
Oh, we won't, until we figure out what is going on here, because so far it seems that we are saving humanity, but I don't trust that AI voice. It just has something sinister to it, doesn't it? Perfect. And we need, 50 smart plating. That's actually not that much. It shouldn't take that long to make. I think in between episodes I will collect more resources for burning fuel, so at least we will be able to continue going for a while we are working towards getting our, fuel on all the way to the coal. So for now I think this would be a great place to end it. We built our space elevator, we made our factory that will make the stuff that we need to complete our phase 1 objective. So hopefully at the beginning of the next one we'll be able to complete phase 1 and unlock the next tiers for us. Do we actually already have some in here? It's already 4. Perfect. It's already piling up as we speak. Very good. So we're gonna leave that running while I complete our energy reserves for the nearest future. And on the next one, we're gonna build upon that. So what we want to do on the next episode, we want to finish off our smart plating into the phase 1 so we can get our next tier on. We want to start making copper sheets, if I say it correctly, modular frames, and whatever comes next once we unlock the tiers. But especially the copper sheets and the modular frames, because those will be needed in the future, so we have to set it up. And while we're building those modular frames, we may be able to create some extra screws and rods that we can keep for ourselves in our own stash, because we need it to build, so we need a lot more of it. So that's our plans for the next episode. For now, I wish you all a great night, morning, day, wherever you are, and if you're still here, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and be back next time, because we got more growing to do. See you then. Bye bye.